Hey guys, I'm Christy Vanover from Girls Can Grill. Today I'm going to show you how to make baby back ribs on the Ninja FlexFlame. This right here is a rack of baby backs. You can tell that it's different from St. Louis style cut ribs because the bones are more arched. This rack looks pretty good except for this kind of mangly piece right here. So I'm going to take my knife and just trim that right off, just to clean it up just a bit. Now on the back side of the ribs, there is going to be a silver skin on here. We're going to peel that off. To do that, you want to get under the silver skin. If you can't stick your finger under there, just get kind of a butter knife, kind of work that under there until you can get under there with your hand. Still a little bit tough. Try not to dig into the meat. You just want to get to the silver skin. Great. Then once you can kind of lift it, I recommend using a paper towel because it's going to help grip it because it's kind of slippery and slimy. And just work in slow increments. Sometimes it'll come off super easy all in one big tug. Otherwise, if you work too fast, it'll kind of tear and make it more challenging. There we go. Now, there's a little bit more kind of mangliness over here, and it's so thin, it's really not going to cook very evenly compared to this side. So I'm just going to cut this bone off. Just feel for the bones. There's two bones right here. I'm going to run my knife right between those bones. See, that's not going to be a very good bite. You can save this and you can cook it in a skillet or something if you want to. And then there's also this piece right here. Just going to cut that off. And that's it. These baby back ribs are ready to be seasoned. I like to start with the backside. You can use a binder like mustard if you want to, but I personally don't. This is going to stick just fine. I'm using my pork rub on this. You're going to go nice and generous and cover it so you pretty much don't see the meat at all anymore. Okay, now that it's covered, the secret is to wait 15 minutes. If I were to flip this over right now, all of the rub that I just put on would fall off, which is why some people use binders. If you wait 15 minutes, it's going to start to glisten and the rub will actually start to soak into the meat and naturally stick to the meat, and that's what I'm looking for. It's been about 15 minutes, so the ribs have started to get a nice glisten to them. We can go ahead and flip these over and season the other side. You want to cover all of the meat so that the meat hardly shows at all. Also, be sure you hit the sides of the ribs. Great, now let's go light up the Ninja FlexFlame. To set up your grill, start by adding some wood pellets to the hopper on the side. You can use any flavor wood pellets. I like hickory, I like cherry. Turn the dial to ignite the burner. Once you see that the burner is lit, then you can set your function to low and slow and set your temperature to 250 degrees. Then be sure to push that wood fire flavor button to ignite the pellets. Once the grill is preheated and the pellets are smoking, add your ribs. I put them on the bottom rack in the center, but you can also put them on the top rack if you have that upgrade. These ribs have been on for about 2 hours and they look so good. Let's check the temperature. $192. We're going to let them ride for just a little bit longer before we sauce them. Okay, we are 2 hours in, so I'm going to start adding some sauce to these ribs. We're going to let them keep on cooking. How do you know that they're done? Look at them bend. You want that bend right where it starts to break is telling you these are ready to come off the grill. We have our ribs here, and to me, the best way to slice them is actually to flip them over. This way you can see the bones. You know exactly where to slice. I'm using a long serrated knife. You want to go between the bones all the way down. Just kind of feel with your knife. Make sure you get all the way through the bark. All right, let's take a look. So nice. Juicy, beautiful baby back ribs on the Ninja FlexFlame. Now, personally, when I slice these, I like to add just a little bit more sauce to the sides. Just adds a little bit more flavor and moisture. And these are ready to serve. These were smoked baby back ribs on the Ninja FlexFlame using that smoker feature. Let's see how they taste. Going in for another bite. So tender. You can see the meat just comes off. Just melts in your mouth. Really, really good, guys. You have to make these.